Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Matt, and it is Wild Wednesday. First and foremost, I do hope each and every one of you are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff as usual. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing each and every one of your faces every day, every Monday through Friday. Not 7 days a week, but every Monday through Friday. I love giving you guys a new video to choose from. I know I put out a lot of content, but it keeps me busy, and it's fun, and it gives you guys variety to choose from. So that's why I put out so much, why I put so much content out there. I like to spread the joy of horror or exploitation or whatever it is that I'm doing of the film of the day. I love spreading that joy. And last but not least, do look in the description box for more information on the film of the day, such as your brief synopsis, your starring cast, your director, the runtime of the cut I am watching, along if there's any type of MPAA rating or director's cut or uncut, any kind of things like that. The year it was made. You get some trivia on there if there's anything worthwhile of mentioning, and then of course there's going to be a link for a trailer or a scene. There's only been one movie that I've never had anything, well, a couple movies. I take that back. There's been, I think, like 3 in total. But it's pretty rare. Even though the one doesn't count because I found scenes for it, but I wasn't going to share it because they were triple X. I wasn't going to share that business with you. But anyways, they were more like 1X, I would say. But, anyways, let's move on to the movie of the day. Today's is a very fun one. It came out back in 1982, and it is none other than Lucio Fulci's The New York Ripper. Yes, folks, this is one of the greatest giallos of all time, in my opinion. This is a very, very good one, or at least not the greatest of all time, but one of the most violent and misogynistic giallos. It definitely ranks up there. It's definitely, I would say, top 10 for sure, because there are some really skeezy giallos out there that definitely give this a run for its money. But Giallo in Venice, that's probably the most skeezy one out there. That one's pretty rough, but it's fun. I like it. Anyways, back to this one, though. This one, like I said, came out in 1982. This is the Blue Underground 1080p Blu-ray. So this is their first generation Blu-ray. I have not upgraded to the newest one. Maybe someday. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with what I got right now. Yeah, 1080p is definitely out of date and not something that you normally would look for in film nowadays. Nowadays, you're looking for 2K and 4K. But unfortunately, this is just under that 2K. It's half of the 2K. It's a half K. Anyways, so as far as special features goes, it has an interview with one of the actresses that was in the film. She was the one that does the sex scene in the theater, the live sex scene with another man. You know, it was a male female type ordeal, but it's pretty raw sex scene that one of our main actresses is watching. She's got a very deep perversion, but we'll get to that in a little while. But what else is there? There's also a little featurette where they go through where this was filmed at, and from then and now they do like a the parts of New York looked like then, and then opposed to what it looks like in 2000. And I don't remember when this one came out. It probably came out in 2008 or 9, probably. It's been a hot minute for this one. You know, it's a very, very old release. The runtime of the cut on this one is 1 hour and 33 minutes. This is one I definitely see it being cut in a lot of places, because this one is very, very, very violent, and it is, a lot of times people say it's Fulci's most violent film out of his entire filmography, and I happen to agree. It is definitely one of his. It goes for the throat, and it rips you through your jugular all the way around. It gives you a nice little what do they call that? A Cuban necktie, where they pull your tongue out through your throat. It does that to you. It's pretty gnarly and intense. And then I think there is a trailer on there as well. So there isn't a lot of special features on this old one. So don't get it for, if you look at it for special features. This one's for your film and film only, basically. As far as the picture quality goes, it's pretty good for as old as it is. But it could be better, you know. It's definitely I've definitely seen way better versions of of this film. This one is just, unfortunately, the one that I own. I have not seen the newest 4K one. I do want to check it out, see what the difference is. I mean, it could be better, I guess. You know, I mean, what else could they add to this movie to give it more of an impact? Because as far as I know, this one should be almost fully. It should be uncut. I don't know. Blue Underground really isn't one of those companies that is into censorship as much as some of those others out there. Some labels. I'm not going to point any names out, but they have been known for either putting out just theatrical cuts, or sometimes cuts that are different releases that have cuts that are entirely different altogether. You know, it's weird how some of these labels can come up with some stuff. Now, who stars this? We got Jack Headley. He's our star actor. He plays a seasoned police detective who is in charge of the task force for hunting down the New York Ripper. We got Almanta Keller, Howard Ross, Alan Painter, Alexandra Colli, and Paolo Malco, which I am sorry for murdering each and every one of those names. I am not. Today my tongue is getting all twisted up, and I'm having a hard time saying some things. And speaking Italian is not my thing today. That is definitely for sure. I usually can pull out those Italian names pretty well, but this one, yeesh. I was fumbling over that. That was rough. But Paolo Malco, you should know him from House by the Cemetery. That's what I most remember him for. One of Lucio Fulci's greatest films, which Fulci is the director of this. He did this, House by the Cemetery, The Beyond, Zombie, etc., etc., etc. Over many different genre of film. The guy is was a very accomplished film director. I am a huge Fulci file. As you see, I decided to wear my Fulci Live shirt today because I am I'm having a Lucio Fulci day here at the house, and I thought, why not just review New York Ripper today? I was going to save it for Friday for the best of the week, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to really review it and watch it, so that's why it's being done in the middle of the week. But now, what exactly is this movie about? It's basically about the serial killer that is running loose in New York City, while there is a character that a wife that is like I said earlier, she's got a very deep perversion. Like, she goes out and has sex with other men, and like gets felt up, like gets a foot job from this fella in a bar while his buddy is sitting there next to them, and like they're both, all three of them are getting into into it. It's really, really bizarre. Like I said, there's a live sex scene. This wife goes to that and she records it on her little tape recorder, because this is before camcorder days, or camcorder, or any kind of camera of that nature. There's no digital photography, obviously. There's none of that stuff. 1982. It's been 38 years. Wow, that's a hot minute. But there's a whole story going on with her, and there's a guy that they think is your killer, where it's obvious that he really is not. It's one of those where they're doing the typical giallo thing and making you feel like the killer is one person while they're changing things over here. They're pulling the strings, making you look over here while they're over here pulling the magician thing. They're very. It's a very coherent giallo, I will say. It's a very, very it's very artistic, in my opinion. I really like it. It's beautiful. But you got the guy with three fingers. He's one of the guys that they think is the New York Ripper, and it's one of those things where it's very obvious he's not, just by how everything is going down. And then you got this seasoned police detective who's going through his own turmoil of sleeping with prostitutes and being just a step behind our notorious killer. And he was like a disgraced cop in some other city. I forget. I think it was New York, but I can't remember exactly if he came from a different district. But either way, he's a disgraced police officer who is basically starting his life over in another city, another precinct. We'll just say that, in another police department. So you got flawed characters right away. These characters, all three of them, are very repugnant in their own ways. They're not the best people in the world. They're not the best people that I would say. They're kind of degenerates in their very own ways, which adds to more of the sleaze factor of this movie and what I like about it. How it adds a lot. The sleaze factor it adds. It's almost like an extra character in the film. It's so good. It's the whole tone of the whole film is how it is just sleazy. And then what else? How do we start? We start off the movie with this girl on a bicycle. She's going down to this Staten Island Ferry, basically, and she runs her bicycle into this dipshit's car. He's kind of an asshole about it. I would have just been like, "Whoa, dude! Watch where you're going. You okay?" It was kind of an asshole move of him to be all in her face, basically, over something as small and minor as what she did. But fast forward it to on the thing. On the ferry, he is up on deck doing his own thing, while she is down below where the cargo type carrying place is. She is writing the word shit on his windshield, but our lovely killer decides to surprise her at that moment, and you get a nice taste of what this film is going to be like right away. Because like even when you're at the morgue, the guy says something like, "Oh, he slid her from her joy trail," something like, he says something about her joy trail, which just absolutely made me laugh, because that's one of those things people don't normally say. It's kind of weird. There was one other like really wonky line that was in here, but I can't remember it now. But anyways, Yeah, it's an interesting one. You move on to then there's this one girl that does happen to get away from the Ripper. There's a scene where it involves her running from this Ripper. She gets stabbed. He goes to slice her again, and she moves just in the nick of time, and the blade breaks into the wall. One of those kind of things. She has this weird vision that her brother is slashing her up with a straight razor, and somebody's holding her feet underneath the chair of this theater. It's really kind of an out there wild kind of scene. One that this whole movie is extremely memorable. There's so much stuff to really take in, like the scenery, the gratuitous sex. There is very good acting in this one. Our detective Jack Headley, he does a very good job as our detective. Our Paolo Malco plays a professor from a prestigious university, and he is basically assisting the police in trying to catch the New York Ripper, one of those kind of ordeals. So he definitely plays a good factor in there. And there's a whole little thing where they play him off like there's a whole weird scene where they point out that he's buying gay porno mags. I could care less if he's buying like any kind of porno mags. That I felt like that was something that didn't need to be didn't need to be put in the story. In my opinion, I thought that was kind of dumb. Showed the times. It was 1982. I feel like that's one of those things. It's like whatever, that the person's sexuality has nothing to freaking do with the movie, not with what we're watching right now. Come on. Let's be a little smarter about that. But whatever, Fulci, he did it. He has little things here and there that bothered me throughout his career, but that's every director. No director goes untainted in my eyes. So I've basically told you little key points here and there. Oh, there's a very, very, very notorious scene that involves a razor blade and a woman's nipple and her eyeball and her tummy. He tickles the inside of her tummy. It is very, very violent and cool scene. If you're into the gruesome, gory stuff, that scene is where the payoff is, man. Oh my goodness, I was just popping up and down in my chair. Yeah. Every time I watch this, I get stoked for that scene because I know it's going to be just it's just out there. It's just extremely violent, and I just loved it. Now, as far as any kind of ratings would go on this thing, on a 1 through 5 for a technical side, this thing's a 4. I would say it's got some amazing cinematography going on it. The editing is on point. The great acting, the story is on point. The momentum it shifts in all the right directions. It never falls down and has to pick itself up over sloppy editing or anything like that. So it's definitely getting a 4 out of 5 on a technical side. Now, as far as the entertainment side goes, it's definitely another 4 out of 5. This is an 8 out of 10 kind of movie, in my opinion, guys. I recommend this for my seasoned horror veterans. This is a giallo film, so if you've never seen a giallo, definitely this is a good one to start off with because it's not a boring one. Because some of those can be, let's face it, folks, some giallos can be very, very, very dull and boring. But there are some really good ones out there. I am a sucker. Some week I'll do a giallo week and we'll have some fun. All right, guys, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I got some stuff to do. I hope each and every one of you had a fantastic day, and as always,